Hello, this is Ryan with Lead 411, and today we're going to touch on the capabilities of the free trial, basic, and pro plans. So today we're going to touch on the sales triggers, the list building, advanced searching, and then also our Chrome extension. So whether you're just getting going inside your free trial or if you've just upgraded to a paid account, I will touch on the different features that are included, how to search and set up some of these features as well. The first thing that we have pulled up, and this is usually the first page you see when you log into Lead 411, is the basic sales triggers or the My News. And this is all information that's built through press releases. You can customize this information in the setup news right in the top right hand corner. This is where you can customize the territories, the company industries, their size, and you can even follow specific companies. So if you do have a list of competitors or a list of top 50, top 100 companies you want to follow and always be aware of any news that they're doing, this is where you can customize more information. Some of the info that we'll provide for you is going to be companies who are in growth mode. So if they're receiving any sort of external funding, we get an idea of how much funding they received and what they're going to be spending that funding on. The other intel will also be new hires. So this is information on any new executives who have recently started at these companies. So here we'll have, for the most part, anybody director level or higher. So if you do look for specific titles, we do send you this email so you can go through and see all the new executives that have recently started in the past week or 2 weeks. Some of the other intel we'll have in here is companies that are growing into new areas. So we'll have where they're headquartered out of and then where that new location will be. So if a company does open up a new office on the other side of the country, that's all information that at least lets you know that they may be looking for extra services and partners that they may not have had before. We also track mergers and acquisitions, so any company that's going through an M&A will have who the parent company is and who they acquired. We also track staff cuts, bankruptcies, and resignations. We look at these as distressed companies, so possibly ones for you to stay away from, but I do have certain customers that look for them. And then the last two features we'll have in here is public-private sector contracts. So these will be companies that do big contracts with government entities or big corporations. And then hiring plans. Sometimes this will coexist when companies are opening up new locations, but we'll have an idea of how many new hires they're going to do out of a certain location if they share it with us. We also have custom triggers, which is right next to the My News. So these custom triggers in here is where you can get specific. So if you're only looking for specific titles, so here's an example where I'm looking at any SaaS company that's received funding out of the past week, and I look for sales titles. This is where I can have a customized list where these are companies that are possibly looking for my service. We can also do that for new roles or positions. So instead of the executive hires, where that's going to be built on press releases, where a company lets us know that they're hiring a new CMO or a new VP of HR, we also track contacts who are organically growing into their career. So if a company is going to be doing a promotion, where if someone before was the VP of marketing and now they're the chief marketing officer, this is all different triggers where you can customize what titles you're looking for and what type of trigger has happened. So that will be in the trigger setup, where underneath step 2, you can pick receive funding, executive hires, new roles or positions, or quite a few other different trigger events that are happening. So that will be the difference between the news triggers and then the custom triggers. The other feature we have in Lead 411 is going to be our list building. And to get to the list building or advanced searching, you can click on the search button in the top left-hand corner. This is where we have all of the filters that are available for us. So in your free trial, you do get access to the currently hiring and then the technology searching. But these are premium features. The currently hiring is available in the pro account, and then the technology searched is included in the enterprise, but can be added into any basic or pro yearly accounts. So just while we're touching on these, this is going to be information if you always want to know a company is using a specific tool like Salesforce. We can build lists out of companies using Salesforce, even down to the software, hardware tools they're using like Azure, Cisco, IBM tools. That's all information that we're tracking inside of their job description, because we're always keeping an eye on what type of positions they're hiring for, and we look inside of those job descriptions to get an idea of what type of technologies they need to have experience in before applying for that position. But today we'll kind of just build a generic list. So here we can go to my industry names where I can type in a specific industry. So if I wanted to look at maybe SaaS companies and then go into financial service companies, just on two different spectrums. And then over here under people details, this is where we've upgraded our system where now we can select specific executive levels. So if you want everybody who's a chief level, you can just grab executive level where it will give you an idea of the total amount of contacts. Or if you're only looking for executive level, but they have marketing titles, then this is where you can type in marketing with executive level. And then now we can make sure we're only showing the head of marketing's, chief of marketing, CMOs at the company, which is popping up right down here. I left the email filter off on this example because you will see some contacts that will say no email address available, and that's because Tim may go by Timothy, or if Perry's going by Per. Some people are using shorter name or nicknames, but this is where we can at least go in here, research their email, and get an idea of what sort of formats this company is using, and get an idea of where this traffic is going. If you're looking to do email marketing and you want only a list out of verified contacts that we have in the database, you can always open up the search back up under Modify Results in the top right hand corner. So this way, if we want to look at all executive levels with verified emails, then we can move that email filter over to verified and specifically look at verified contacts that are going to be 90% deliverable or better. That's going to be the option for list building, and as you see in here, we have a lot of different features, so we can do it based on the specific states, or even go into a city and do a mile radius out of a specific city. So if I want to see only people in Denver, Colorado within a 50-mile radius, we can add those type of territory filters in there. Some of the other options we'll have down here in the bottom right hand corner is to filter on the employee or revenue size, direct dial, social media accounts, email addresses, and even in our enterprise option, we have the option to exclude out anybody who's been exported already or anybody that's in a suppression list. So if you already have customers or contacts you're working for, that's where you can actually exclude them from any of the lists that you see. When we do build a list like this, so this Denver, Colorado one that I built, if I do want to test out some of this data, I can see the email addresses, see some of these direct dials just by viewing it. But if you want to export it to an Excel or CSV file, you can add it to the shopping cart over here on the right-hand side. Or if you're integrated with one of our CRMs like Salesforce or HubSpot, we have the option where we can push them right to that CRM system. But through here, for this example, I'm going to add 4 contacts to the shopping cart. And I see that I have 4 out of 5,884 in the top right hand corner. Now I can click on that shopping cart, view the contacts that I have in there, and I just hit export contacts now, and this will give me the option to export them as an Excel or CSV file. I can export all contacts right in the file over here, which will go right down to a zip folder, and so this is where I can get a good idea of the titles, phone numbers, email addresses, company information, all on one spreadsheet for me. So that will be exporting the data. The other little feature we have in here is this Chrome extension. So the Chrome extension is going to be valuable if you're going to a specific company. So here, if I just went to our company, lead411.com, and I want to know what does Lead411 have on this company, I can use that Chrome extension, search as that company's URL, and I can get right inside of that company just by clicking on that URL. So this will open up Lead411's company profile where I can see all the employees. I can look at the overview we have of the company, which is a little biography, a little bit more about their industry, revenue, employee sizes. We'll have similar companies in here. This is that IT intelligence, any sort of news, and then currently hiring, and then historical trends are all options you can select. The other feature of the Chrome extension is if you do go to specific LinkedIn profiles. So if I go to Tom Blue and just open up his LinkedIn profile, we'll have a Chrome extension that sits on the right hand side where it shows me Tom's email address, his different phone numbers that are popping up, as well as the company information all over here. So that's what I had to show everyone for a quick example of Lead411. Feel free to reach out to sales or support with any questions. Thank you.